How you saying you broke, but you spending $800 at shein?
Ain't nobody broke and spending $800 anyway. That's not a necessity.
It sounds like
Let's get into that.
It's giving broke is an aesthetic.
It's giving excuses. It's really giving excuses.
Yeah, right.
Nope. That's right.
What's up, y'all? What's good? What's sizzling? It is your favorite frustrated creative show, sending in for another video. Welcome back. How y'all doing? As y'all can see, I got a special guest.
That's Kalia. I am, a student, a creative, quote unquote, and someone who's living in my parents' house for now. Free me. Today we're going to be talking about fast fashion, and the idea of accessibility, affordability, range, because these brands don't have the range to support all these people. Talking about some shop sustainable. Who's going to shop sustainable if they can't fit me in the clothes? And just the idea of trendiness and how much we consume. So yeah, that's what we hit today.
Okay, perfect. So what is first your unpopular opinion about fast fashion? You know what I'm saying?
My opinion has changed a lot in the past year about fast fashion, just because I feel like I've been exposed to it a lot more. But my general opinion right now is thinking about overconsumption. Not necessarily the fast fashion and like buying it in the first place, but how much we are consuming, period. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because we can always say shop more sustainably, but if you're spending XYZ amount of money, period, on just getting new clothes every season, new clothes, change your closet, throwing out clothes, not repurposing, why? We have to visit the why. Why do we feel so that we need to consume so much, period?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
With trends and everything, we feel like every single time when it comes to new trends, you always got you. Everything you got before, you throw it out.
Oh.
You can't keep it for too long. The clothes end up stretching down. The thread ends up coming down. It's not cute anymore, and then this needs to constantly buy more, and it feeds into consumerism. At the end of the day, people keep on thinking that, the more I get, the more I look, is the better for me, when that's not your true value. So what's the point of it?
Yeah, for real.
And on top of that, shein, Fashion Nova, I'm coming for y'all. This thing where we start biting off of small creators. You know what I mean?
I feel like if a brand, fast fashion brands specifically, this is not new to this. They're not new to this industry. You cannot be pushing out that many clothes and not stealing. Nobody is that original to be having at least 10,000 garments on their website, and you're not stealing them. Nobody in wherever their factory is just drawing it out. That's what I mean. You have to be getting your ideas from somewhere. You have to be finding it from somewhere, because you can't be making. You're not that innovative. Not even fashion designers who draw their own designs and make them are making that many garments a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we definitely say the quality of them.
The quality. Sometimes you'll find good quality stuff, but most of the time, it's not something that you're gonna be keeping and wearing. That's gonna having them bleed out in the wash. First wash.
Can you imagine? And then you can't even keep it for 2 to 3 years. And it's just what's the point then? And then the poor creators end up seeing their clothing on these sites and everything like that. End up
Cheaply
screenshotting
made version.
Exactly. All their hard-earned money going into their products are now being ripped off by places like Shein and Fashion Nova. And what's the point? Just for you guys to copy off of their ideas and then have to go make it in some third world country where you're paying them pennies. Pennies! For what? And my real question is that why are influencers now going ahead to work with these so-called companies? What is the
Money.
point? What is the
These
reason?
people are selling their soul for money. It's very easy.
It's unfortunate. I just think it's at this point, can you trust the creators and the influencers that
You
you're
never
watching?
have been able to. People are very easily swayed by money. Listen, you're getting free clothes, you're getting paid per purchase, you're getting paid right off the bat for the contract. It's a lot of money. And if you have influence, people are going to click on that link in your bio. People are going to give you those affiliate, links, and then you will buy off of them. And if you're making, 10% of each order, that's not realistic. But if you're making even 5% of each order, you get 1,000 orders that are $300 each. That's money.
That is money.
That's money.
It's is everything now driven by money nowadays? Is the
Always.
authenticity of the creatives and the so-called companies created by authenticity, or is it created by money? Which one weighs more? And it's now people are now arguing trust influencers. You can't trust
Never
creators.
been able to.
And it's unfortunate because it's like
We grew up in the age where they didn't even have to disclose their affiliation.
exactly.
We grew up in the age where, like, I remember it was like around 2015 that people really started to be like, oh, like, is this an affiliate link? Like, they didn't used to have to disclose it. Like, and then it became illegal. So, yeah.
Ads, hauls, messaging that the more clothes you buy, the happier, more confident, more desirable you'll be. However, the fashion industry has gotten out of control, and people and the planet are paying the cost for the overproduction and overconsumption of clothing. The industry pollutes the air, water, ground, and soil. It impacts wildlife and biodiversity. Microplastics seep from clothing into the ocean to be ingested by fish and then by us when we eat those fish. Garment makers who are predominantly female are often underpaid, discriminated against, overworked, and placed in dangerous positions. The health of cotton farmers, factory workers, and surrounding communities who come into contact with chemicals and contamination from clothing production is severely impacted. We need to demand change. This is not okay.
And I don't know, like, I feel like people took advantage of that because back then you could promote whatever. You didn't even have to say it was sponsored.
Yeah.
Right? Making 100% profits is crazy.
I feel like at the end, I don't know, because it's like before it wasn't as big of a deal, but now it's like we can't even tell if you actually like the product or you're just advertising it because of money, right? Because a lot of these big brands will like throw money at you and expect you to start like pumping out so many adverts and everything like that. But then it's like now people are just doing it just so they can get the bag, and then they're not telling people the honest truth. Like for instance, we see now with makeup reviews and stuff like that, people will start getting money from these products and everything, but it sucks. It's trash. So it's like we now know that y'all are just doing it just because you can get a quick buck.
They lose their integrity.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
The integrity. Yup. As like I guess we're creators, we're influencers pretty much. We have to be careful of the stuff that we're advertising to y'all, because then you guys are not going to trust us anymore and everything like that. So I feel like many people don't really care about that anymore. They just care about the fact that you're just going to get a quick buck and they're going to move on with their lives and everything like that. But the thing that really pisses me off with this so-called like fast fashion thing is that we get upset at the people who actually need these things.
Exactly.
Like, lots of these people who are buying into fast fashion, like they keep it for a really long time. But we're not getting on the people who are spending like exuberant amounts of money on these clothes and everything like that. But at the same time, can we blame them? That's my question. Can we blame the people?
Yeah.
Can we really blame the people out
No,
here?
because they're playing the poor aesthetic. They're out here getting online like, oh, I can't afford anything else anywhere. Dropping $1,000 on a shein cart. If you're broke, you're not, like I said, if you're broke, you're not spending $1,000 anywhere that isn't a necessity. Right? Facts. If, like, I always say, if you can afford it, go ahead and buy sustainably, right? And they're like, oh, but I can't afford sustainable. No, let's be honest, you want more for less. That's what you want. You can't not afford it, right? You just want more for less. You know, when you buy sustainably, obviously one garment is going to be worth more. And you, like, that $1,000 is going to get less clothes. You know what I mean? Exactly. But don't lie. Don't lie. We know you're not poor.
And then, okay, that also transitions into another topic. This poor aesthetic. We touched on it a little bit. This fact that people just want to go ahead and look poor, so it's like, oh, like I had a come up story. We've seen a lot of people who are actually like coming from the projects and everything, and then the richer people are now trying to look like them, so they can be like, oh yeah, you know, I had a hard life out here. We had to grind. We had to do all this stuff, and now it's being reflected in your clothes. Like, what's going on? Can't you just be honest about your upbringing? Why do you want to now have it as an aesthetic? Because when you guys capitalize off of it, all these people who are actually poor, they can't get nothing.
Can't get nothing. I remember growing up, thrifting meant you were dirty. If people found out that you thrifted, shopped at Ross, shopped at Walmart. I remember when Champion was the bottom of the barrel. I had Champion shoes. I would clown for them. Thrifting, find out you thrifted. Oh, you're wearing somebody else's clothes, somebody's dead grandmother's clothes. And now it was like, I thrifted this Balenciaga jacket. Like, are you kidding me?
But the thing is, that's how you know some people can't thrift. If you're just looking for brands, you can't thrift. You can't thrift. If you're just looking for Adidas, if you're just looking for Nike, Balenciaga, Louis Vuitton, you can't thrift. I'm just saying.
Like, you have to look, because not a lot of the stuff in rotation anymore.
Take your time.
But a lot of the stuff in rotation when I was a kid was stuff that had been made like in the 70s, 80s, and was still good to wear because clothes were made with quality back then. You know what I mean? now it's like shein clothes, shein clothes that wouldn't even be meant to be like secondhand in the thrift store, and it's worn out, it's tearing, it's this and that and that. Because these people, they buy and they don't want it anymore. Once it's not cool anymore, they don't want it. Exactly. And then you go to the thrift store, not even quality clothes for people to rewear anymore.
It's not even cute. Like, what's the point? And
these BBL fashions. I know in a year or two.
Thrifting has gotten to a point where it's now being marketed to rich people and not for the lower class anymore.
People figured out that you can find gems, and then they're stealing all these gems, marking them up to regular retail price, and then try to sell it.
And it's like, what's the point? Now we have places like ThriftCon. Like, if you want to see really good clothing and everything like that, you gotta be buying a whole ticket to go, to fly there, and then admission to get in, and then you have to pay money to actually get the clothes. What's going on? You're paying a $1,000 trip to go and buy thrifted clothes.
I do not like these. No, ma'am.
Bye. You go. Oh my goodness. Bruh.
I don't want it to stick me.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Oh. Got a whole visitor. Oh.
There's more than one.
Oh. Very embarrassing. We're so sorry, guys. We're so sorry.
ThriftCon, foolishness. Get out of my face.
Sit to the camera.
Foolishness. Get out of my face with that. And it's just rich kids marketing to other rich kids. You think someone like me who grew up thrifting, that would put money into, like, even thrift stores that I go to now, they're not the prices that they once were.
Exactly.
It's regular store prices. Why wouldn't I just go buy new clothes?
At the end of the day, why not?
Right? Because the whole point of thrifting was getting like lightly used or even like really used clothes for a cheap price. If I'm paying retail price for clothes that have already been worn, why?
What's the point?
And the clothes these days aren't even lasting. They're not even meant to be worn by more than one owner.
Like, I've noticed that on some jeans and stuff like that, there'll be some dates on it, on when it's supposed to expire or something. I'm like, what's going on with that?
Even when it was made, like the older jeans, you can wear it till like Kingdom Come.
Honestly.
Why wouldn't I go buy the same jeans from the store?
And I feel like it's all pushing for this idea of capitalism. And I know a lot of people are out here saying, oh yeah, like I'm tired of like giving up labor, like I can't be out here.
And they're doing this. I own a small business. It is Depop.
And the stuff that they're selling on Depop be for $80. What's a real tea? What's a real tea? Are you guys just doing this for aesthetics? Like you're hating on the idea of labor and capitalism and everything just so you can put it on Twitter? Like, are the retweets worth it? Lying? So you can say, oh yeah, just support my small black-owned business, support my small business, and you're going ahead to charge people for like what? $80 for a pair of jeans?
Get out of my face.
Nah, y'all are embarrassing. Y'all are goofs.
I can understand a good quality pair of like Levi's jeans for $80, but it's gonna be like the original price is just above $100. If this jeans is over 10 plus years old, you know, lightly worn, it should be less than the price that it was sold for, period. That's how thrifting works.
Please. That doesn't
Like
make
you
any
will buy
sense.
these Levi's jeans at some old consignment store in the middle of nowhere for like $20-$30. And they're worth like what, $150? And then you'll come and try to resell it, your $30 jeans that you got for $30, because that's what you do. You mark it down after it's been a while at thrift stores. And you'll try to sell it for $100, trying to make a $70 profit.
On another episode of I Hate Depop Girls. It's $5 on Shine. $40. Are y'all okay? Sis handmade.
What are our final words? Final words for fast fashion, gentrification of ThriftCon, all of this stuff.
I'm pro thrifting for everyone. Listen, I'm pro thrifting for everyone. I feel like it is the most sustainable option. But the fact is that not everybody can. If you go to the thrift store and you're looking for something, if you're looking for something specific, you're looking for something specific. The thrift store does not care what you want. It'll have what it has. And if you want that something specific, if you really want to, go get it. I'm not here to tell you that you're not, care. But why do we want so much all the time? Why are we throwing out so many clothes? Why are we, it's the overconsumption, aspect of it. In elementary school, we learned what? Reuse, reduce, recycle. People forget the reduce part. They're like, oh, reuse, thrift, flip this, flip that. Why so much? That's the thing. Why are you consuming so much? Yeah. You know what I mean? And once we are able to, pull back, we don't want to buy into trendiness anymore. We don't, go with the flow of flipping styles every season. You know what I mean? Every year you're getting a new closet full of clothes. Once we get rid of that, I feel like it will be easier to address, the idea of fast fashion, because once we're consuming less, it'll be easier to transition. You know what I mean? You'll be able to save up for those more expensive garments. You will be able to see more quality pieces, even in thrift stores. You know what I mean? Or more brands will have a fire under their their boboses, to change their ways. But you have to hit them where it hurts in their money. You know what I mean?
Facts. I agree with that. I would have to say on my part that we need to start grilling these companies, and something that we started to see in the early 2010s when it came to overconsumption was Apple. Apple was the first company we actually saw blatantly show the fact that they were taking in these phones every single season. There was a new phone and people kept on buying it. People kept on using credit to get these phones and everything like that. And the thing is, all the phones that they're producing that they can't buy out, they just end up staying there. It doesn't break down anywhere. So now it's this idea of overconsumption, now this idea of overproduction and everything. And these fast fashion companies, they know this. They know that they can't take all these clothes and have it reused for something else. So what do they do? They take it to these small, impoverished countries and leave it there. And then there's more landfill. Now,
first world countries pay poor countries to dump their garbage there.
Exactly. And that's something we're not speaking on. We're speaking on the people consuming it, but we're not talking about these companies who are going ahead to dump all their trash in third world countries. What's going on? Well, and I think it's an issue because it's when we get to a point where we're constantly consuming stuff and we're not ingesting it, we're not taking it in, it ends up going to waste. And then who ends up suffering? The land, the people who stay there, the ocean.
The people who are slaving away to make these clothes just for them to go to waste. Can you imagine?
And they're paid less than $1 a day? So on top of that, you're using manual labor to get all these clothes, to get all the clothes you want to get. They're not being given out to everybody because not everyone's buying them. So they end up staying in third world countries and they end up creating landfill. So what's the point? You can't break it down. It's just there chilling. What is the point?
I don't get it either.
We need to start building the companies. As much as I'm mad at these influencers, let's build a company.
Yeah.
Stop.
But honestly, these influencers are part of the company. So once you hit them, you hit their money too.
Exactly. If you're not going ahead to start using their coupon codes, it's gonna hurt them. So all these companies, I got a little gas. I'm not saying that we shouldn't go ahead and start shopping at these places if you really want to, but going ahead to do bulk, $500, $800 when you can go ahead.
You are not broke. Dropping $800 anywhere that isn't a necessity. I'm sorry, but you are not broke. I understand really saving up to do that. But listen, I know many broke people. Nobody in their right mind is just dropping $800 on clothes when they're actually broke. And okay, you can say I'm being judgmental, fair. But ask people, these people that you see online talking about, oh, I'm poor, I can't afford regular non-fast fashion clothes. Obviously, everything is fast fashion. If you go into a mall, 90% of the clothes in there are going to be fast fashion. But who's dropping $800? Dropping $800 plus shipping, if that. You know what I mean? Who's dropping $800? Who? Plus tax and duties if you're in Canada. Duties. Can you imagine? Minimum $60.
That shipping and handling is gonna break your bank account alone. Just shipping and handling. I don't know what these companies
DHL to Canada.
They hate us.
They hate us.
This for real because they'll say, oh, it's free after $200
is really dropping that much money?
Really? Who?
That's really the question.
It's a
You don't need to lie.
exactly.
You don't need to lie. Just, I don't get it.
Honestly, and start shopping at small businesses because it's actually going to help them more. Shopping at these fast fashion companies is not gonna. It's helping
You're
them.
not gonna miss your
But
money.
in the negative, exactly, because there's going to be more people. In the negative way, though, you know what I mean? Like, you're going ahead to put your money into them just so they can keep their overproduction going and making all these other countries impoverished. Like, what is the point? So we're going to put some small black-owned businesses, small businesses down below so y'all can check them out.
Go check them out,
You know,
especially local ones out here. Yeah.
we have a local makeup artist.
I'm in the YBR and YEG, Edmonton and Vancouver. You know how it is.
So we're gonna put them down below. Y'all should check out small businesses who are going ahead to actually contribute positively to the environment, to society, and they're not going ahead to overproduce. They do it on a timely basis. So y'all should check them out for sure. But honestly, on this topic, we hope that y'all actually shop responsibly. Shop responsibly.
I'm not here to tell you what you're supposed to do. I'm not your parent. But if you're making slightly better choices, I feel like it will make a small difference. Of course, 90% of the weight is on the people in the big companies and such. But who makes those companies? You know what I mean? You're putting money in those companies' pockets. You can't change legislation. Well, sometimes we can. But these companies are mostly overseas, so we can't change legislation on that.
Facts.
But if you're putting money in their pockets actively, routinely, you know, then you're contributing.
Exactly.
Think about contributing less. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean don't contribute at all, but reduce. Like, the whole idea is reduce. You know what I mean?
And on top of that, the environment. We've been so hung on, oh yeah, we need to save the turtles. Let's go ahead and get paper straws. But you're going ahead to spend how much money? On what kind of clothing?
That is individually wrapped in plastic, plus the plastic, and then the box.
What are you putting in the plastic? How are you going ahead to reuse your clothes? All these questions. They lead to the same thing.
You have your paper straw, but your cup is plastic.
What's going on?
What's really the truth?
You're trying to save the turtles, but you're throwing out your clothes every 2 weeks. Every season. It's giving lies. It's giving imposter.
It feels like you're just trying to make yourself feel better. Stop lying to yourself. Facts. Small choices do make a difference, yes. But your little straws are not going to do as much as you taking the power away from these big ass companies.
Exactly. The power is in our hands. We need to make sure we're using it right. And that is the end of our video. You guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And the question of today is,
how are you fighting against your local injustices in your area? And how? Like, just tell us how. For us, it could be line 3. It could be missing and murdered Indigenous women. You know what I mean? The residential schools that have been finding, you know, unmarked graves. You know, what are you doing to support these people? Because you can't be all talk. It can't be all talk.
no Twitter warriors over here.
No. Are you signing petitions? Are you donating to mutual aid funds? Are you talking to people who can make a difference if you don't have the money? What are you doing? You know what I mean?
Are you staying educated? Are you using your resources properly? Like, what are you doing?
Are you talking to the people in your life about it? Like, because ignorance is bliss, but it is also violence.
True. Thank you for that question, Kalia. That was hot. I like that. And remember, our social media handles are going to be down below, so be sure to check them out. It's going to be on that side. So be sure to check it out and everything like that. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. It is your favorite shaded creative signing out of this video. And remember, God made you special and He loves you very much.
Amen.
Anything you say about you. All right. Peace.
Bye.
You know what I'm talking about? Bring it back.